What's up, guys? This is Gursh and I'm here with
Tomorac.
and welcome to another Tomascar. What are we gonna talk about today, T?
Oh, you didn't have anything prepared?
No, I don't even. I didn't even know we were gonna come to the gym. I figured we were.
You went into
Well,
it with such a great start. I thought you had something.
No. Because in the morning you texted me and you're like, oh, well, let's go to the gym at 5. So I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about nothing. So I just, go back to sleep. And then you text me right away and you're like,
yeah,
no, let's go right now. It was crazy this morning. Did you find out which house it was that the craziness happened? And talk about the craziness?
No,
You
no,
don't?
I didn't find out about it.
Because it was on the news, and I believe it was this one right now that we're passing. This one on the right.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, for the viewers at home, what happened was on some day last week, I dropped T off at the gym. I went back to my house, and it was around 3 o'clock. I left the house because I was going to go buy a present for my girlfriend, and I noticed as I was leaving the house that there was a lot of sheriff's cars all over my neighborhood. And I was like, what? That's kind of weird. And then as I'm leaving out, I see a helicopter. And then I was just like, oh, shit, something happened again. But at first, I was just thinking, there's no sirens and there's not that much commotion. It's probably just a test. You know, they're training for them using helicopters.
And they like to scare the shit out of people with helicopters and dogs and police cars for tests.
Yeah, well, because you have to do that, though.
You have to.
Because you remember in school when they would do the lockdown drills, the fire department would come out and everything.
But did helicopters come?
Well, no.
With canines and multiple sheriff cars? Was that a part of the demonstration to scare the children half to death, or to just have a fire truck come and them to be cool with us and us scream, hey, look at the firefighters?
Well, I was thinking it was a training procedure, and then I came back to the house, and then my sisters came home from school, and then they were like, hey, did you notice that they closed down the street over in the corner? So they closed down this street that we're on right now, and a bunch of cars were getting detoured into my street, so they were passing my street, and then I was like, that's weird, and then I went back outside, and this time there was 4 helicopters, and it was just like, what the hell's going on? Then I logged on to the Beacon News, and I found out that there was a man who was shot like a block away from your house.
Yes.
And the guy that shot him is hiding on your street.
Yeah.
And your street is a block away from my street. So when I went to the Beacon News, it said, if you live in the streets of, and it named your street, my street, and the streets around the neighborhood, stay indoors because there's a man who's barricaded himself inside a house and he's armed, or he might be armed. So there's a very long standoff. I think it was from 3 to he finally gave up at 7:30 and he came out. But it was crazy. And then you texting me.
Well, at this time, when all this was going on, I was at work and everybody was trying to give me a heart attack by texting me, are you all right? You know there's a shooter on your street, right? He might be in your house. Are you okay? Did you get shot? And I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to deal with, little things that, at work. And then I'm dealing with that. So I was just really scared because I'm thinking of my dad's hurt or something. Or maybe the killer or shooter is in my house, barricaded in my house. And I'm just freaking out. And I try to call my dad, and then my dad doesn't answer, and then he texts me back, hey, I can't talk right now, what's up? And now I'm really scared because my dad doesn't know how to text.
He might be held hostage.
My dad doesn't know how to text. And so for him to give me back a text message within 30 seconds of me calling him, I'm thinking there's somebody in the house. And now I really need to be scared because they have my dad under hostage. And what ended up happening was I kept calling my dad, and he finally answered, and he was sounded like he just woke up, and he was just like,
sleeping.
He was sleeping, and he was like, what do you want? And I'm like, are you okay? I'm just trying to figure out if you're okay because there are police cars around our neighborhood. And he was like, yeah, they're messing up my nap. And I'm like, well, they're messing up your nap because there's a shooter. There's a shooter around. He was like, well, I'm okay. And the shooter, he would stay away from my house because he knows that I'm strapped and I'm loaded, and that'll be the worst mistake that he'll ever make. And I'm just like, so are you trying to say that you're okay? And he was like, I'm always okay. I was born okay. And so I left it alone. I was like, well, my dad is safe. And so I could breathe for the rest of my shift until I got out.
The shooter had to worry about your dad.
The shooter had to worry about my dad because my dad always talks about his pistol and people testing him too much for him to use his pistol. So
he's just looking for an option.
He's just looking for it. So it's like if somebody ran into the house that he did not know, it would have been
while he's taking a nap.
While he's taking a nap, and that's the worst part. If you wake him up from his nap, he is bound to shoot somebody, especially if you're a stranger. I never even wake him up for his nap. So
yeah. But luckily, nothing happened. The only person that got shot was the original person that got shot, but he didn't even die.
He got shot in the leg. Like he shot him in the leg or something.
Yeah, and he shot him in the leg.
It's so lame.
Right in front of school. It was a kid. It was a
19-year-old who shot like an ex. He shot a guy who was going out with his ex-girlfriend. It's so lame.
Yeah,
it's so lame. If you're gonna shoot for something, like. Make it worthwhile, but that's not worthwhile. That's just stupid and immaturity. Yeah. And scared half the neighborhood. It scared you because at first it didn't scare you because you thought it was a drill and it was a demo. But and then it scared you.
Yeah, I was just mad because all the cars were being detoured on my street, my dog was barking all day, so that kind of pissed me off.
Oh, not the dog.
No, not my dog.
Well, I'm glad the dog was safe.
Yeah.
You and
wait, what? And then when I went outside to feed the dog, and it was like because the sun goes down around 6, and I went outside and there was like the helicopter. He was shining a light near my house, and I was like, I thought he's barricaded over on the other street. Why is he shining a light over here? But yeah.
Well, a 19-year-old can run very fast to many different places. So
whatever.
If it was like a 50-year-old on the loose, I think it would be there wouldn't be as many helicopters and canines, Not saying the 50-year-olds can't run. I'm just saying the length, the distance.
Run, yeah. But yeah, that was this episode of Tomascar. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next episode and check out the other ones that we have on the channel. And let's sign it off. You can sign it off, T. Go
signing off with Tomorac.
Gursh 1.
And that's it.